Alright, let me just make sure this is all settled right now before I get into this. Yeah, we are. It's gonna be a quick one. I know it says live trading and all that, but we're actually not live. We already traded, so I'm just going over a recap. I didn't go live for this one. I was just doing my own thing on, like, literally my phone half the time. I caught this. But let's go into it. So, coming into market open for the day, right? Here's around the time where market opens, as we see off the hourly. But let's go to the 4 hourly before we really start. What's our market structure? We are completely bearish, and I do see we approach this daily low on top of this 4 hour low. They're both the same thing. 4 hour low, we sweep bigger, cool. So I know that we're pumping high. So what would be our next target within this entire bearish displacement? This for value gap. So we're gonna draw into this for value gap. What do we do? Sweep, draw into for value gap. Okay. What's our next thing? Possibly sweep the next lows. Did we do it? Nope. We just draw up again to the fair value gap. Come into it, fall down. Okay. So now we're possibly gonna be sweeping something until we meet a fair value gap. Do we meet this fair value gap? Yes. We react off of it for that day, and then we pump lower based off of this candle. We disrespect that fair value gap here. This bearish candle at Japanese session, Asian session, right? So what's my next target going to be? This low. What do we see happen? Price doesn't do anything really. I mean, it does sweep this low, then comes up a tad bit here, and then fully comes down to this low. So what was my bias coming into the market? Well, we are sitting on this candle right here before 7 o'clock. I had this bearish structure, so I said, okay, if we do anything, I want to either tap into this 4 hour bearish fair value gap, or tap into this 4 hour bearish 4 hour buy side liquidity, and then based off of that, then tap into this sell side liquidity. So one or the other. This has a lot of strong market structure, but if we do come down, we act off one of these two guys, especially this daily sweep, then we know that we're bullish for like this upcoming thing. We could probably target above this bearish or for value gap. Then I scale down. So I'm looking at what's being respected and what's being disrespected, right? Coming in, this is the candle. What am I seeing being respected? Well, we do have this fair value gap that did get disrespected. So I want us to possibly sweep him. What does price do coming into the market? Does it sweep him? No. So I'm like, okay, and we randomly go down. Now this can happen and it can occur. It's perfectly fine. It's part of it. We go lower. Okay, cool. As we go lower, what are we going to target now? Well, let's see. I want us to pump high, okay? But due to price, what do we see? Is bearish momentum, possibly a sweep on this low, and we can pump high to actually obtain this guy as our buy side liquidity. Like a potential trade, alright? So we see price doesn't sweep anything, it just pumps down. We have this low here, and it's fair value gap, group of fair value gaps that we could potentially react off of too. So let's see what happens. We come down, we sweep the low. I can scale into my 1 minute, and within this 1 minute time frame, my mouse wheel is not working. In this 1 minute time frame, what am I looking for as soon as we sweep this low? My setup. What's my setup? A breaker structure, IFVG, and fair value gap. I'm on to look for all three of those things. What happens? Get this high, pump down, create this bearish fair value gap. What did we do? We create IFVG, we disrespected it. Pump high, do we break this high? No sir, we only swept it. So what's our next thing we're probably gonna tap into? This fair value gap. What's price do? Pumps down to this fair value gap. Shows respect within it. On top of this fair value gap, what is it? PBR. That's my setup, it's just a PBR. Cool. Well, one more thing, what's that? My break of structure. So I'm looking, where's my break? What does this candle do? It's the break of structure. Okay, cool. What am I targeting? I put stop loss below this low, and I'm targeting this high. This is a guaranteed tap, for sure. And then I had extensions on the leg up to these guys. So what happened? Despite this one getting tapped, I didn't close. I wanted it to really tap into this high. I was really enthusiastic about that one. But what did price do? It didn't. And went down. Thankfully, I picked up my risk so that I wouldn't lose my 500 that I put in, and I scaled it actually higher to 250. As you see, I lost 260. But same concept coming in, right? And it should be the same concept coming out, right? So overall market structure for the day was bearish that we see now. How would we know? Well, if our sub didn't come through, did our sub come through? Yes, true. Were the people who also took the trade? Yes, countless people. What was one thing different that I could have done? Honestly, nothing. I mean, I should have targeted this high. It still would have been a winning trade, just 1 RR. But still. So overall, I would say it's a W day because I followed my plan, right? I look for, okay, what's price doing? Okay, we have this high, we have this low. If we sweep one or the other, then I know what direction we're heading into. What do? We're going to sweep into any. Have some internal liquidity, then scale down. Alright, cool. What are we doing here? What do we do here? We swept this high. Since we swept this high, what can I expect us to do? Pump down. Okay, cool. So I could have looked for a bearish entry off of the rip just because of this high, right? Hold on. Just because of this high. This hourly high. And then when I scale into the 1 minute, off of that hourly high area, I could have simply looked for an entry, right? Okay, what's my typical entry? For breakout structure, for value gap, and IFVG, right? So what do we get here? IFVG, big displacement down, so on these lows. Fair value gap, do we tap into him? No. Okay, I keep trading and waiting until I create a fair value gap somewhere here. No fair value gap, what do we draw into now? The next low on top of the hourly fair value gaps in the area, right? Alright, cool. From there, what am I doing? I'm looking for now opposite. So IFVG, fair value gap, break of structure. My thing's lagging. Hello? Yeah, my chart's weird. Anyways. IFVG, fair value gap. No break until you enter. And that's literally all there is, guys. So once again, how could we done better? Should have just targeted that 1 minute high, taken whatever that got me, and call it a day. But it's fine, we always have next time. And hopefully next time we make profit. If not, well, it's whatever, you know what I mean? But as of right now, I still consider this a winning mill here. We're gonna have to size up soon, so I'm probably will stick to my 12 cons again, and then take profit when it hits whatever. But yeah, overall, what can I say? What can I say? What can I say? I'm gonna say one thing, and that is that the setup does work, despite it not being fully in our bias. Right, we did tap into the sell side liquidity. Our setup came through, and we understood that this is a possible entry. We take it. If our setup comes through, we take it. Right? Why? Because this is confirming some sort of rejection in this area as soon as it tapped it. Right? So overall, like, how's the strategy work? You mark out, right, what's being respected, what's being disrespected to understand, right? So like coming into the 4 hour here, if we respect the sell side liquidity, I know that we're probably gonna pump and tap into the buy side liquidity. And if we disrespect you, this buy side liquidity. If we disrespect you, this guy. And it's just if and if so, this guy. If and if so, this guy. Same thing vice versa coming in, right? As you saw, I had a bullish bias into the 4 hour buy side liquidity. Right? Why? Because I saw us reacting off of this candle in our good direction. Right? We swept these lows. We're pumping high. What can I say? We're gonna tap into that buy side liquidity on the 4 hour. What happened? Nothing. We swept the 1 hour high. We dumped down. We swept this guy. Now I was going for longs. Targeted a 1 minute high. After my entry came up, entry done. And that's it, guys.